About to put it on the dyno? So you're gonna get it ready to go on the dyno?
Yeah. Gonna drop it down and get it ready to put up there. Anxious. Anxious.
That looks super fun and not complicated at all.
Yeah, not at all. Not having any true schematics of what's what. Just kind of winging it, you know?
8 trillion wires.
Alright. Pretty much ready for that guy. You need the, you got a gas filter?
Yeah. I got it filled. This is the first thing I need to do. Check this out.
Made a quick throttle bracket. Fits the stock manifold and our aftermarket throttle. They say what would be nice is if you had a pump it. Hold it down. If the hub goes in there and sits tight, remember how I said every time I would catch a thread, the bolt would want to kick in? I wonder if the bolts are intended to kick in like that, and it just wedges that hub in there. But then it wouldn't fit flush on that reluctor wheel.
No.
So that wouldn't be right either. Man, we're learning all kinds of new shit about Subaru today.
I thought you were the Subaru expert.
Man,
Yeah, 8 years ago.
Motor's 8 years old. You'd be good.
This building doesn't have gremlins. We haven't been able to hear a car run yet, have we?
Mine ran.
Yeah, that's true.
Kyle's runs. They just have fucking problems.
Oh, yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Now let's see if that. This is true. Turn it back on.
Hopefully this resolve the wobble.
Yeah, just trying to put nice machine surfaces on a cast surface, and it's just uneven. So now let's see if we can get it all centered up like it's supposed to be.
How about that shit, huh?
Alright, I'm gonna rotate that over so I see my yellow mark. One more just like a side spinner.
How's it looking so far?
I think we're all good. We
No
3
more.
to 4 thousandths of in and out.
Well,
And I mean that's
zero.
yeah, that's nothing.
No more wobbles.
No more wobbles. It's all trued. It's easy to install without having to wonder if it's actually set up good enough or not. Self-aligning.
Airfield, there we are.
Yeah, it has not enough fuel on it at all.
Not enough what?
I gotta adjust the fuel table.
Oh, I'll bring some fuel tomorrow too. I think there's fuel in it.
Oh no, there's fuel in it. I'm just talking
Yeah.
about the injector spring.
Okay.
out because it couldn't pulse that low. But now that we have it set to that, it's too rich at idle because it can't dial those big injectors back.
Looking for inductive what?
So when you set up a crank trigger, wheel, and a crank sensor, there's different types of sensors, and when you set your static timing to make sure you're correct on your trigger wheel with your sensor adjustment, don't need to advance or retard it. But then as you rev it up, you need to make sure that the timing isn't being retarded or advanced as the motor revs. And that's the inductive delay. And there's actually an adjustment in the ECU for that. And looks like we've got it right where it needs to be. Look at, so the blue line, that's my throttle. So I'm just stabbing in and coming out. The red line is RPM, and this weird green line right here is boost.
Okay.
10.6 pounds. Let me zoom in a little bit more on this. So we come up here, 10.6 pounds. It stays right there at 10, and that was 6,300. So it looks like this wastegate might just work out good for us. Because if we put a load on it in fourth gear and it stays at 10, it looks like it's gonna be 10 pounds because it humped up and then it smoothed out. So you always get that little bit of boost spike with the internal wastegate because it's trying to catch up to the airflow. They're not very big, they're like a little hole like this.
Well, it'd be great if we have 10 or just a fuzz more like that.
Yep. So oil pressure at 6478, so 6,500 was 71.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean we're not gonna have to worry about blowing any damn oil filters off.
Right.
You got 30 grams.
got the top of the cockpit back on and made some good power, real reliable, not a super high injector duty cycle. It's running good on the Holley EFI, and next time you see this car, we have a super cool thing planned for Tuesday next week, where we're going to be out on one of the local test tracks. We got a whole day to basically test, make sure going around corners works right, and make sure there's not any issues in a similar environment to at a racetrack. So keep an eye out for that video. It's gonna be sweet. So alright guys, like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.